So I'm doing a little experimenting. I am setting up a perimeter hot wire fence around the garden because the chickens keep getting into it. So I've got these new insulators, lock jaws, which I've never tried before. Somebody reached out to me and said that I ought to try them. So I'm not sure how they work or not, but one thing that I think is cool is they will actually wrap around the T-post on the outside. So I'm using this little 17, I think it's like 17 or 17 and a half gauge wire around this. So it's not very tight. It's not like the high tensile 12 and a half gauge that I normally use. So I think I'm gonna wrap it around this T-post and check these out. You can mount these on a T-post of any direction. So I'm really wanting to see how well they work and if I can even use them on the buffalo fence. So I put 5 about every inch at the bottom, and then 5 somewhere around every 2.5, 3 inches from here. Might be way too overkill at the bottom, I'm not sure, but I don't want the chickens squeezing in between there. They have a hard time actually getting electrocuted with this fence, so I want it more of a barrier, and then I want it a little higher so that my dog doesn't go in between there. You might ask me, why in the world am I putting this many insulators and this many wires on? Why don't I just do chicken wire or do something like a field fence? Well, raccoons can climb field fence and they can climb chicken wire. Then you might say, why don't I just do electric netting? Well, I've got friends who have that and they're not too happy with it. So this way I can set the wire wherever I want to, and then I can reuse all these parts later if I don't like it. One thing I don't like about this right away is these insulators here, you can only get them one other notch. So the other ones right over there, these ones here, you can get them every barb. So I got them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really close together, and then these every other one. So it's causing this center of the fence to be separated out. I think I'm gonna switch these out at some point, but I'm gonna get this hot and then switch them out later. Well, I've got that halfway tight. They make these brackets that go on the corner of these T-posts right here, and then you can use another T-post as a brace. I might do that because I wasn't able to pull it as tight as I wanted to. I thought it would do that, but I thought I could kind of get away with it a little bit, but it's bending those T-posts in a little bit more than what I want, so I might brace those later, but I got it halfway tight, so it's good enough for now till we can brace them later. Yeah, this is not a sponsor by these Jaws Lock insulators at all, but I wanted to see how they worked before I put them on the bison fence. One of the things that I would say I don't like about them is that they can kind of flex on here a lot, and it really doesn't take very much pressure to twist them and pull them off. I do like how they are able to just go on the T-post at any interval. That's really, really cool. Like in this instance, I'm able to wrap it around it on a wire like this. It's just really low gauge and not tight at all. I would not do this on a 12.5 gauge wire at all. there's too much pressure that pushes into that insulator, and it would cut right through that, I guarantee it. But in this instance, they work pretty good, so I'll see how they hold out. Well, we're live, so the chickens should not be able to get into this anymore, or the deer or anything else. You better behave. Don't get in the garden. So we've got those separated out into 6 piles. If you want to know what's in that feed, I'll leave a link above that shows you what we put in this feed and why. But yeah, so we got these separated out into 6 piles. They're already coming over. I was messing with the bucket a little bit, and I whistled to them real shortly, so they're actually moseying on over here. I don't think they're gonna gobble it up just like the normal feed like you saw with the other videos. I think they'll probably sniff around and then just kind of poke at it and get it later, which is fine. Hey there, coyote. You're leading the pack, huh? You smell it. Well, that is just perfect. They're actually all going after it. Separated into 6 piles, and they are actually licking it really good. What are you doing, buddy? He's funny because he is the one who leads the herd to me. He'll come over to me and lead the rest of the herd, but then when it comes to getting too close, he's always the one who kind of wants to push back a little bit. It's taken a while, but 78 is finally starting to lose some of her fur. She's lost a little bit on her back end. She's starting to get a little mangy. Lost a little on her chest too. She's like the last one to lose it. They ate and now they look pretty satisfied. Coyotes over there are laying down and the rest of them are kind of laying around, wallowing. So this is what I really like. We've got white feather down there in Little River. They are cleaning that up. They tend to stick to the back of the pack a little bit, and I think that they could use this diatomaceous earth a lot more than the rest of the herd. The rest of the herd is up here and they're kind of finished. They got their fill and they're ready to relax, but these guys are cleaning everything up, which is awesome. So I'm glad to see that. Well, honestly, I don't think I could have asked for better than that. All of these piles have been hit pretty good. This one's gone. The other ones are about half gone. I don't think that's actually half bad. I think they'll come back and finish it off, but they consumed quite a bit of that diatomaceous earth, which is really good for their gut. Really helps lower that worm load, I think, and that way we can either medicate them less or even, I mean, it would be awesome if I could go through the whole summer and not medicate them at all. I'm definitely keeping an eye on them and making sure that they don't show any signs of worms. Some of the things you can look for is like their back end starting to get thin, or them starting to get diarrhea or something like that, which they're not showing signs of that at all. They all look very, very healthy. So I think it might be working. We'll see. Only time will tell. We had some storms come in and it really brought the humidity level up. It just skyrocketed, went through the roof. Feels like the humidity out here is like 200%. It's just so thick. It's like you're swimming. She's gotten a lot more comfortable too. Little River's coming now. Well, it looks like it's time for their afternoon nap. So they are enjoying the sun and the humidity a lot more than I am. I like the winter. I'm not a big fan of summer. I like the cooler temperatures, but it is what it is. I do like the sun though. Appreciate you guys watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps our ranch and pushes us forward. We are raising the North American bison or buffalo. My name is Noah Gordon. We are Broken Arrow Bison, and we will see you next time.